Hey there, you looking kinda cute. Please consider subscribing and check out our Patreon for more. Enjoy the video. Patrick woke up from a nice dream in which he was a woman and the bride at his own wedding when he heard a cat meowing at the bedroom door. Pat shivered a little in his pink pajamas. He rubbed his feet together and stretched like a cat waking up before getting out of bed. Girl, I guess you're first. Pat put on a pair of fuzzy pink slippers and let the cat lead him to the kitchen, where he cooked half a can of food for his girl. Have fun, dear. You wake me up better than a clock. Pat then did his usual morning things, toilet and shave his legs and under his arms, while the hot water in the tub filled up. He looked at his face on his day off to see if he could wait until his next electrolysis appointment to shave. Then he got in the bubble bath and let the warm water wash away the 40-degree cold and his worries while he cleaned up for half an hour. After getting out of the tub, he dried himself off with a towel and wrapped it around him. He then put a second one around his head while he took his hormone pill and put on a bra and underwear that went together. After eating cereal with one hand while drying his hair with the other, he did this. He was never happier than when he went to work with short hair and changed to a dress code for women with long hair. Even if getting up early enough to blow-dry his hair was as hard as putting on his makeup while half asleep. Soon, he was ready for work in a tan shirt with the name of his store written on the sleeve, a black skirt, black nylons, and black shoes with a 1-inch heel. His new name tag, which said Pam instead of Pat, was the most important thing, even though Pat's name was still on his paychecks until the name change paperwork got through all the red tape. The best. As he looked at himself in his full-length mirror, he said. He thought back to when he first started working at the market and was taken for a woman even though he wasn't dressed up. He was just glad that the women at work could choose between black pants and black skirts. As the sun was just coming up, he drove to work while listening to the radio for news. As he was walking into the store to clock in, one of the cashiers was walking toward the parking lot for employees. "Isn't it a little early for your break?" Pat inquired. "I left my lights on," a shopper told me. As he walked to the car, Jim said, "Where is he?" Roger, the store manager, said to Amy, the front-end manager. He had brought out a help wanted sign and began setting it up on a tripod. He went out to his car, Amy said. He left his car lights on. "Next time this happens, make sure he waits until the next cashier comes on or he's on break," the manager said as he saw Pat come in. "We will be getting a visit from the district manager later today. After you take out the trash, make sure you put everything back where it belongs. If there's a problem with the main office, you'll be fired, not me." I guess I should be glad that he still doesn't do his male-to-male greeting of jumping on my back like he used to do before I started transitioning. He just nodded instead. Pat went to check in and was about to get trash bags to change the trash cans when a woman walked up to him. She was very nice. "Could you help?" "Sure." Pat smiled as he let her up roll 7 and passed the toilet paper and paper towels. "You can find the products you want right here on the left." "Thank you," she answered. Pat changed the front-end cans as he took 7 trash bags. Since he started taking hormones, it was harder for him to lift and carry some of the heavy bags than it had been before. He took the first load of trash to the dumpster and was glad the lid was left open. As time went on, it got harder and harder for him to lift the lid. He was taking out the trash from the deli and stockroom when the manager and the cashier, Carol, came down the stairs. "The one up there also needs to be changed. That's great." Pat had an idea. Even though the bags are heavy, the stairs make it almost impossible to carry things up and down. Pat did nothing but nod and do what he was told. "Here, the white shirts will be coming soon." What Carol told Roger, "We will change next month," Roger told me. Carol made a joke about having to buy a lot of bleach. By the end of the day, we'll be a mess. Pat spent an hour in the store going up and down the rolls and putting things on the shelf after spending a half hour taking out the trash. He was just glad it wasn't like the day he spent 2 hours picking up trash because there was so much of it. Wow, look at this. As he took a cup holder from the cart, it said, "If you're rude, annoying Oregon, get on my nerves. It will cost $1.20 if you want my attention." This could help if that annoying shopper comes back. That would be a good laugh as he took it with him. Oh, the ice machine broke and it leaked water all over the floor around it. Please mop it up. Pat had always liked cleaning, and now that he was getting paid for it, he was happy. As soon as he was done with the takebacks, he vacuumed the rugs and moved the carts out of the front lot. While he was there, he saw a woman trying to hand out flyers wearing a pink and white striped shirt and pants with a pink and white polka dot golf hat. She gave a flyer to a woman who was wearing a white blouse and blue pants with big polka dots on them. I was curious about how you would do that. Pat walked up to the register as Carol was talking at it. When he saw that the woman's striped nails were as long and curved as claws, he began to wonder what she was talking about. Do those nails make it hard for you to get dressed? I have no trouble at all getting dressed. As Pat looked under the shopping cart for anything she might have forgotten, the woman said, I see you don't have any nylons on. Since it's a beach town, most women don't even wear stocks to work. The woman slid her credit card into the slot and pressed the buttons with her knuckles. Just little things like this give me trouble. As Pat helped the woman to her car, he saw a woman in a long black dress and her 2 young daughters going shopping. One girl wore a light purple top and a dark purple skirt, and the other wore a white top and a skirt with a Hawaiian print. He wished that when he was their age, he could have been like the girls. Roger was calling for help at the front end when Pat came back from getting the carts off the lot and helping the woman get into her car. Roger had asked for 3 more registers to be opened on top of the usual 3. He also asked Stalkers and Sandra from the flower department to help bag. When things calmed down, Amy told him to find some boxes to pack a food order for one of the fishing boats at the port. As Pat went to look for boxes, he saw that Roger had put back half of what he had taken out. He had to get boxes from the shelves at the top of the aisle and from the stockroom. When it arrived, it took him almost 90 minutes to pack it up, and he got a $1.20 tip for his work. He helped a woman in a pink business suit and heels on her bare feet right before he went to lunch. The woman looked like a real-life Barbie. Pat drove the short distance from work to his house, where he made himself a microwave diet meal for lunch while going online to What's Some Kinda Cute Stories. He also gave the other half of the can to his cat and checked the litter box to make sure it didn't need to be cleaned again after he had cleaned it while his hair dried in the morning. Throughout the afternoon, Roger kept putting things in the put-back cart, and Pat kept putting them on the shelves. The only thing that really bothered him was when Roger put trash like empty soda bottles and things that were on a floor stand near where the basket is kept in the basket. During one of the few slow times, Carol was told to take a break. At that moment, Pat walked up to her. Pat said, "It's been so busy here today that it feels like a real 3-ring circus," as a woman in a rainbow-colored blouse and striped pants walked by. Very old man called out, "Hey, manager!" Pat couldn't help but smile because he knew the guy would always make him laugh. "Come this way." "Do you need help?" Roger inquired. "Put these bananas on a scale," he yelled. "Sir, you need to get in line, and when it's your turn, someone will help you." Roger tried to stay calm and said, "Why don't you open another register?" He was in my line, then he moved to the line for the service desk, and then he moved to Robin's line. As Pat bagged the cashier, Jim said, if he would have stayed in my line, he would have left by now. When business picked up again, 2 managers had to open registers. After that, Roger went up to Pat and told him that the workers had spilled coffee in the break room and that he should get a mop to clean it up. Pat's replacement was an hour and a half late, which was nothing unusual for her. With her pigtails and buying a stuffed animal before clocking in, the college student seemed less mature than most kids trying to earn an allowance. Worst of all, it started raining during an hour when he could have been gone if not for her. "Before you leave, Pam," Roger said as he left with bags of food from the registers, "put my things in my car before you leave." Pat got carts in the rain without getting too wet, but when he took food to his boss's car, he got soaked to the bone. After he got home, he took off his clothes and threw them in the washing machine. He put on a new pair of pants and a pink dress with a Hawaiian print. He also put on a pair of pink sandals and a pink raincoat that matched the dress. As he drove to the mall, he spent an hour trying on cute clothes in a calm way. By the time the rain stopped, he had 2 bags full of stuff. He then went home, put the clothes in the dryer, and fed the cat dinner. Pat ate 3 pieces of the pizza he bought on the way home, and then he put on a blue one-piece swimsuit. "How did your day go?" Pat's mom asked him this when he stopped by his parents' house to use their pool. "Great," Pat said. "I got more than $70 in tips today between the boat order and helping people to their cars." Pat had a good time swimming for 10 minutes and eating a salad with his mom while they talked about their day. On the other hand, his dad was only worried about how his hormones affected his blood tests and other things while he watched the news. Pat made a mental note that if it was going to be another cold night, he should wear a fresh pair of nylons with his pajamas to stay toasty warm. Pat gave the cat the rest of her food when he got home. He then folded his clothes, dusted, and vacuumed his own place before putting his new things in the closet. After watching a few Netflix episodes from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, Hogan's Heroes, and Greatest American Hero in his pajamas and nylons, he checked on his sleeping cat and went to bed to get ready for another busy day thinking about the future as Pam. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Patreon for a lot more content and early access to YouTube videos.